if you'd like to work another 3, 5, or more years, this video is for you because unfortunately, AI is going to impact all of our jobs. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the scary news, what people are forecasting is going to happen in just a few short years. Then we're going to talk about some generalities. What are the themes that we have to avoid? And then finally, I'm going to share with you 8 specific occupations that if you're doing these now, you might want to think about how do you pivot into something else so you don't have to worry about AI destroying your career. So let's jump in. Before we do, I want to thank this video sponsor. It's Chapter, and they help all of us make better decisions about Medicare when our time comes to enroll or to make choices during open enrollment period. Thank you, Chapter, for sponsoring this video. More on them later. Okay, I want to start with a report that's talking about what Bill Gates said just a few days ago. This is from CNBC Make It. Title is Bill Gates says that within 10 years, AI will replace many doctors and teachers, and humans, unfortunately, will not be needed for most jobs. And he goes on to say that the world is entering a new era of what Bill Gates calls free intelligence. And he said this in an interview last month with Harvard University professor and happiness expert Arthur Brooks. Now, you may have heard of Arthur Brooks. He wrote that great book that I talk about as we're thinking about transitioning into retirement, how to find our new purpose. It's called From Strength to Strength. Sounds like he did a fascinating interview with Bill Gates as well, where we can all learn something. Okay, the next article is by AARP. I really like their articles. And in here, AARP asks the question, should older workers worry about AI? And then they posit the question, will technology take your job? And they share that 69% of people say that they're somewhat or very uncomfortable with AI, which is up 10 percentage points from about 7 or 8 years ago. And then they point to an interview a survey done by CNBC, where nearly 1 in 5 worry that AI could completely replace their job. And they go on to, AARP goes on to say that the surprising number of Americans, 3/4 of us, say that we want to continue working past traditional retirement age, which I'm assuming they mean 65. And that's according to a Gallup poll. So if you want to work longer, super important. You continue watching this video because I'm going to share with you with some really smart people at McKinsey who have looked at the landscape, think are the sectors, the areas of the economy that are most at risk for AI. Before we go there, I do want to thank Chapter for sponsoring this video. Chapter helps us make better decisions when it comes time to enroll in Medicare or during open enrollment, to understand what our Medicare options are. Unfortunately, for most of us, even with Medicare, after the age of 65, we're looking at over $150,000 of out-of-pocket medical expenses. This is according to Fidelity, and unfortunately, that does not include long-term care. So making the right decision on the various plans that we have an opportunity to choose amongst, making good decisions with that is critically important. I met with the CEO and founder. I've met with the team at Chapter, and I felt really strongly that their team has done a good job of aggregating the data, cleaning up the data, so the information you and I think that we're going to get with different plans, that data is correct. And also, importantly, that Chapter has done what they can to make their team as unbiased as possible and focused on helping you, as opposed to the insurance companies that pay the commissions that make that advice free to all of us. You can reach Chapter at this phone number, at this QR code, or at the link below. Thank you again, Chapter. Okay, I want to get to this report by a really smart group of people at McKinsey that look holistically at different sectors to avoid. McKinsey consultants love their 2x2 matrix. And importantly here, what we want to look at is the lower left quadrant here, right? So these are changes where they see fewer jobs a decade from now than they do currently. And these are also jobs that are at a high risk of AI taking over. And that's production work, food service, customer support and sales, and office support. And then if you're more of a bar chart person here, you can see the next chart also by McKinsey, where they talk about the net change in labor demand from 2022 to 2030. And you can see health professionals actually increases 30%. And that's because of the aging population. But if you look at the bottom here, production work, they see actually decreasing the amount of workers that are needed, food service decreasing, customer service and sales decreasing, and office support down almost 20%. So if you're in an office support role, this is something for us to really pay attention. Now, specifically, what jobs should we be worried about? For that, I want to turn to Forbes. And Forbes has an article, What Jobs Will AI Replace First? And let's just go through. There's 8 of them here, so stick with them. The first one is data entry and administrative tasks. And Forbes says one of the first job categories in AI's crosshair is data entry and administrative tasks. And because AI excels in processing and organizing vast amount of data quickly and with precision, making roles center around data entry, document scanning, and information sorting at high risk. You know, when I was starting off in my career, much of my day-to-day job was involving data entry. Frankly, I hated it. It was boring, and I wasn't very good at it. And I'm sure I transposed some numbers and I made some errors. And I have used AI for specifically this. You know what? It's just flawless. It's really impressive. But if I was in the data entry field, I'd be worried. The next one is customer service. The Forbes article says the customer service sector is undergoing a major transformation thanks to AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants. We've all seen this. You go on a website, they have a chatbot where you can ask questions. Those used to be hosted by a human. And frankly, the quality of the advice that's given in those chatbots, I was visiting a corporate website recently. I thought it was a human. And I asked the chatbot, are you a human or are you AI? And she replied back that she was AI. And I gave her a compliment and saying, wow, this is really impressive. And she replied back saying, yes, they've done a lot of work on, improving her responses. So we've all seen that. And I think we all know that, AI is pretty darn good at that. The next one is manufacturing and assembly jobs. If you've ever seen a photo of a modern car factory, we know what you don't see is a lot of people. What you do see is a lot of robots. And the Forbes article says robots equipped with AI can perform tasks such as assembling products, welding, and packaging with greater precision and efficiency than humans. The next one's retail checkouts. Here, Forbes says these systems can handle transactions independently, manage inventory, and even offer personalized shopping experiences. So this is the next generation of the self-checkout is what they're talking about here. The next one is basic analytical roles, another position that I've had when I was younger. And Forbes says basic analytical jobs such as simple financial analysis or report generation are also moving toward automation. AI systems can process large data sets, identify trends, and generate reports with greater speed and accuracy than humans. And that was an area that, frankly, I used to enjoy doing early in my career. I thought I was pretty good at it, but I have used AI for this and am completely blown away with how good it is. Okay, the next one is entry-level graphic design. So people like myself, YouTubers, and other people were using graphic designers to help us with our thumbnails, to help us with editing the videos, even to help us with the audio cleanup. You can see I'm here in a car recording this video, and I'm hoping that the audio sounds pretty darn good. And that's all done by AI. Forbes goes on to say these tools can create logos, social media posts, and even website layouts, providing quick and cost-effective solutions for businesses. Another one is translation services for different languages. I learned Spanish over a several-year period. Many of my Spanish teachers, this was what they did on the side. It paid pretty well. But now This is what Forbes says about it. AI-powered translators can handle multiple languages and provide real-time translation services, making them a cost-effective alternative to human translators. Mea culpa, it's some facts. I will toss a text that a friend or a family member has sent me in Spanish. I will toss it in a translation tool, and it's really good. And then corporate photography. If I was a photographer and I was taking pictures of companies' products and things like that, we've all seen the AI prompts where it can generate images. So Forbes is saying that's at risk as well. So it's about making good decisions. If you have another 3, if you have another 5 years or more that you want to work, now is the time to start skilling up. It's about making good decisions. If you enjoyed this video, this is my next video that the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube AI says that you should watch next of my videos. Thanks for watching this one. Thank you. Bye-bye.